Have you ever looked at people in positions of extreme power and just wondered how they actually got there? I mean, we're always sold this illusion of access, right? The idea that if you just have enough raw talent and if you just work hard enough, the doors to those elite rooms are just going to magically swing open for you. But as we're going to explore in this explainer, talent and hard work alone, they literally don't unlock those rooms. There is a completely different game being played behind closed doors. It's driven by principles inspired by Machiavellian philosophy, specifically designed to help individuals navigate these ultra-competitive elite social hierarchies. So it begs the question, why is it that individuals with less talent, maybe less intelligence, and even less discipline somehow end up in those elite rooms that you can't seem to access? It's super frustrating, I know, but here's the thing. It's not luck, and it's definitely not about fairness. True power actually relies on unspoken rules. These rules are passed quietly inside closed networks, and they govern influence. They decide who becomes an unforgettable asset and who just kind of disappears into the background. To decode these unspoken rules, we've organized the source material into a clear four-pillar strategic playbook. We're looking at 1. Utility over charisma, 2. The power of the unsaid, 3. Social camouflage, and 4. Mastering human nature. Okay, let's dive into this and completely change how you view relationships and status. Starting off with Pillar 1, utility over charisma. Let's look at the fundamental psychological shift this requires. You know, most people think connection comes from just being liked, from being super charming or trying to impress people with your grand ambitions. But powerful people, they honestly don't care about your personality first. They care about your usefulness. You've got to shift your mindset from trying to be liked to becoming a strategically useful asset. Just look at the contrast here. The desperate man goes up and asks, "Can you help me?" This approaches power from a position of need, and let me tell you, desperation is highly visible. On the flip side, the strategic man just solves problems, quietly. He studies the stress points of the people he wants to connect with, and he literally removes those problems. He builds so much undeniable value that it creates a sort of gravitational pull. You don't have to beg for opportunities. Your absolute excellence naturally pulls those opportunities right towards you. And this brilliantly illustrates how psychological scarcity is a massive asset. Absence creates perspective. See, once you actually become useful, you have to guard your availability. The more endlessly available you are, the less valuable you appear. It's human nature. When you're constantly present, people just adapt to your existence and they completely stop appreciating it. Let's break down the actual rules of scarcity. Rule number 1, do not respond instantly. Making yourself endlessly accessible basically communicates that your time has absolutely no limits and no priorities other than them. Rule number 2, create space to be missed. And number 3, which is the ultimate balancing act, be present to matter but absent to be valued. This kind of selective availability commands profound respect. You're effectively training people to understand that your attention is a prize and it must be earned. Moving right along to Pillar 2, the power of the unsaid. This is where we have to reframe information as your ultimate leverage and absolute discretion as true authority. In elite circles, mystery creates power while predictability totally destroys it. Think about it. Insecure people overshare all the time. They lay out their plans, their emotions, their deepest insecurities without anyone even asking. They think it builds connection, but actually, it just creates vulnerability. It makes you remarkably easy to control. Powerful people do the exact opposite. They practice absolute discretion, they speak less, and they observe more. They understand that you do not owe everyone complete access to your mind. So the absolutely crucial concept here is leverage. Leverage is the strategic advantage you gain by remaining unread, being disciplined, and holding your cards close to the chest. Silence actually creates physical pressure. Have you ever noticed that when you just pause and hold eye contact, the other person almost always nervously rushes to fill the silence? They start revealing their own insecurities and over-explaining themselves, all while you remain perfectly composed. That right there, that is leverage. But listen, all that leverage means absolutely nothing if you don't guard your reputation with your life. In the world of elite influence, perception moves so much faster than facts. People are going to decide how to treat you based on whispers and associations way before they ever actually shake your hand. A single, careless, emotional outburst in public can literally close doors on you permanently. Your name is your currency. You have to protect it aggressively.
All right, that brings us to pillar 3, social camouflage.
If you want to navigate elite ecosystems smoothly without attracting a bunch of enemies before you even have the power to withstand them, you have to use what's called the side door strategy. The front door is heavily guarded. It's packed with assistants and gatekeepers whose entire job is to keep ordinary people out. Charging right at it is just going to get you rejected. Instead, you study the ecosystem around the powerful person. You build trust organically within that inner circle, and then you let the magic happen. Your name naturally enters the room before you ever do. That way, when you finally meet the target, you aren't some random stranger. You're already associated with trust. Now, once you're inside, you absolutely must master camouflage. One of the fastest ways to lose your newfound influence is by trying to force your reality onto someone else. Don't do it. Instead, mirror their communication pace. Meet them in their world by focusing on their priorities and using their language. And this is key. Conform externally while calculating internally. Broadcasting your nonconformity or throwing out every unconventional opinion you have is just a magnet for unnecessary conflict. Just blend in, conserve your energy, and navigate the system smoothly. And finally, we arrive at pillar 4, mastering human nature. This is perhaps the coldest, most clinical part of the entire playbook because it deals directly with raw self-interest. So why do powerful people ignore emotional pleas? Why does begging for help almost never work at the very highest levels? It sounds super harsh, I know, but understanding the answer to this is the key to entirely changing how you negotiate from here on out. The honest answer is that powerful people require emotional discipline. They think transactionally. When you appeal to mercy, you're just creating pity, and you're really highlighting your own dependency. But when you appeal to their self-interest, that creates respect. A powerful person is constantly, silently asking themselves, okay, what do I actually gain from this? So you must frame your requests around their benefits, their incentives, and the upside for them. Offer them a compelling opportunity, not a plea for sympathy. And this calculating mindset completely extends to how you handle conflict too. The emotional man wastes enormous amounts of energy hating his enemies, desperately wanting some sort of immediate revenge. But the strategic man? He actually uses his enemies for advantage. Think about it, nothing unites people faster than a shared opponent. Identifying a mutual threat is an incredibly fast way to build a strong, loyal alliance with someone powerful. Plus, let's be real, your enemies are going to expose your blind spots and vulnerabilities far better than your friends ever will. Use them to grow. But as you climb the ranks and build these crucial alliances, you must remember one absolute golden rule. Never outshine the master. Look, you might be smarter, way more creative, and significantly more capable than the person above you. But the very second you make a powerful person feel inferior, their ego activates, and you instantly become a threat to them. Instead, allow your talents to quietly support the leader. Make them feel stronger in your presence, not threatened, at least until your own position is absolutely untouchable. We've definitely covered a lot of ground in this explainer, but I really want to draw your attention to this quote right here. Information without execution is entertainment. These 13 laws, this entire playbook of utility, silence, camouflage, and self-interest, literally none of it matters if you don't actively change your behavior. You have to put in the work to quietly accumulate value and strategically apply these rules in your everyday interactions. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you going to continue chasing validation, knocking on locked front doors and just hoping that your talent magically gets recognized? Or are you going to start building undeniable leverage, guarding your silence, and transforming yourself from an outsider into an absolute indispensable asset? The playbook is officially in your hands now. How you choose to play the game is entirely